This is Rich Lieberman live on YouTube in the You Can't Make This Up department. At first, I laughed. I didn't cry. I laughed. And then I looked at it again and I had to make sure that what I was seeing, what I was reading, was not some kind of a joke. See, the Chronicle doesn't know what the hell it's doing. Oh, excuse me. Technically, it's not the Chronicle, it's SF Gate. That's what they call their internet site. See, they're so internally embarrassed by what SF Gate is. They don't want to be affiliated. Does the legit, right, my ass, Chronicle, the sfchronicle.com. So they have this internet shithole called SF Gate, which is nothing but a clickbait factory. And all they do is talk about fucking restaurants and fast food openings and bagels and where do you get the best fucking burrito in the San Francisco Bay Area, or in this case, San Francisco. Ooh, there's a red burrito factory in the Mission. Now, their latest beauty, and I'm not making this up, check this out. And you could go online and read this shit. So I go on SF Gate on Thursday, August 21st, 2025. Big headline. I put the picture. In-N-Out Burger opening out of state. People in line, people standing in line because they have no fucking life. It's the same people that stand in line and spend the night on Christmas Eve so they can go into a fucking Walmart and buy a television for $5 and peanut butter bars for 2 cents. But that's another story. Where is the Chronicle on all this? They're so fucking desperate. SF Gate, yet another food opening. The other week, I talked about the fact that they did this huge thing on a Taco Bell cantina opening in Fisherman's Wharf. Now, they're doing stories about an In-N-Out Burger opening in Washington State. Now, folks, if this isn't what amounts to let's kiss ass to In-N-Out, and they'll buy ads at the paper or on SF Gate or wherever the fuck they do advertising. It's so obvious. Who the hell does this? And by the way, if you look at recent news stories, In-N-Out Burger is losing a lot of customers, and they're bitching about California, which is old news. Yeah, I know everybody in California is pissed off and people want to leave and businesses are pissed off, and homelessness and drugs and Gavin Newsom, who's a pain in the ass, and it doesn't have to be politically charged to say that. California, I know, it's going to hell in a hot, whatever. But the story in and of itself, In-N-Out, and it's a blatant advertisement for In-N-Out. People are standing in line. People are waiting hours so they could go into an In-N-Out opening in Washington State, which leads me to believe outside of Seattle and maybe Renton, there are people who live in Washington State, especially near the Idaho border. And I hate to cast aspersions, but these people don't know pretty much what's going on. They're not exactly culture charged. These are the people who think American Idol is a fucking documentary. These are the people who don't watch Jeopardy because the questions are too hard, but are right in time to watch, what's the other stupid show, but it's a lot smarter than or a lot less smarter than Jeopardy. Wheel of Fortune, that was what I was trying to say. But this is what, folks, this is what we're reduced to. We have no actual reporting. We have a piss poor, and I'm being diplomatic. We have a piss poor local press. This is what constitutes as news in a diminishing, marginalized newspaper, even a fucking internet site called SF Gate. It's Pathetic. Again, how do they get away with it? Because they have nothing else to report. What they do, folks, and you know this, those of you that are new to this, go ahead, go on the site and see what they report. It's all bullshit. It's clickbait personified. Okay? And look, I do realize the fact everybody's trying to make a living. Everybody is trying to get attention. But for God's sakes, this is not news. These folks are owned by Hearst. Billions and billions and billions of money that exists within the Hearst Foundation, the Hearst media empire. So all they do is talk about shit that really is not news. They're click ions is what they are. Oh, says executive sales assistant with SF-Chronicle, SF Gate. Hi, In and Out. We're wondering if you could perhaps maybe buy some ads on our sites. We've been very, very nice to you. And while our first duty is to cover the news, look what we did. Wink, wink. Yeah. I wonder what the Chronicle various reporters and SF Gate reporters, I wonder what their meal of choice is. Of course, they like to eat alfalfa tuna sandwiches laced with avocado and tulip sprouts. But now, I think they're going to feast on In-N-Out burgers at the very least. Well, at least it's not burritos in the Mission. But then any day now, we're due for a pizza update. Where do you get the best pizza in Pittsburgh? That's all they talk about. They don't cover actual news. I think news or actual news is a foreign concept at SF Gate. And believe me, I don't give a flying you-know-what that they don't mention me good, because they understand that I call them out because they need to be called out. And it's absolutely ridiculous and pathetic that the major San Francisco TV stations that look at these bastards so they themselves can snatch from them and put some stupid news out there, and then they can go cover a fucking restaurant opening in Walnut Creek, and while they're there, talk to a couple of kids eating ice cream cones because it's 100 degrees. Ooh, it's 100 degrees. It's a heat wave. Must be a story. Let's talk to the roofer up on the roof in Livermore or Walnut Creek. Hey, how do you feel up there? It's a heat wave. Folks, look, the bottom line is this. I know what my limitations are, right? You see me in the black, the eternal black, the glasses, Uncle Fester meets Ali Velshi. I get it. You know what? I deal with what I deal. I live within the boundaries that make me unique. And at least I talk about real shit. And I critique and I observe and I am critical of bullshit like this. I don't give a fuck if they're SF Gate or sfchronicle.com or sfist, whatever they are, they're shit. When they give out Drek and when they do fucking In-N-Out openings out of state and make it sound as if the goddamn Red Sea is parted, I'm going to call them out. I don't care if they look at me and they are annoyed at me. I'm here for you. That's a little self-righteous, but it's true. Because do you see this crap? And it gets worse. And I understand from a variety of sources that the actual newspaper, the San Francisco Chronicle, they're not even printing 10,000 actual physical newspapers anymore because, yeah, nobody reads the paper. They go online and they look at this shit about an In-N-Out opening in fucking Washington State. Oh, wow. Or a Taco Bell opening in Fisherman's Wharf. The real story would be what the fuck has happened to Fisherman's Wharf, where there's one, count them, one legitimate restaurant left, and where the crab guys are diminishing and are getting out. That would be actual news. SF Gate, SF Chronicle. But you don't want to send reporters to do actual news. You'd like to talk about the best fucking burrito in the Mission. Or in this case, an In-N-Out opening in Washington State, and all hell is broken loose. Yeah. Go listen to that for a second, or observe that. An In-N-Out. I put up a picture of the burgers. And by the way, for the record, In-N-Out, overrated hamburger. Much overrated. Yeah. Oh, God, it's fresh beef. If we put actual tomatoes and lettuce, we're going to charge you $10 or whatever the fuck it is. Ooh, people are going nuts. It's a hamburger. Oh, fuck. Go to McDonald's and get a couple of cheeseburgers and a Coke and fries, and it'll cost you about $8, whatever it is. I can't believe this. And yes, I am naive. I am totally fucking naive, right? It's like myself on a date with a woman who actually observes me and all that, and puts me aside, tries to joke with me. I know all along they're not interested. I think they wanted a meal or something or another, but it's common sense. I should know better in that regard. This is common sense. This is utter bullshit. You deserve better. They need to be called out. And the TV news stations, which steal from them, they're just as culpable. But you still with your own eyes, read this shit and go like this, like, what the fuck is going on? Indeed, yes, it is, without a doubt, a total 100% abomination.